And we're back. This one, a short little video for our struggling Wi-Fi gamers out there. I wanted to compare the ping and transfer speeds of the new Wi-Fi 6 compared to wireless 802.11.AC and wired. So here's my ping with a wired Ethernet connection. It stays right around 30 to the Illinois server. I tested to the same server each time. In Valorant, you can pick what you want your private server to be, so you can pick it as Illinois. And here's the new Wi-Fi 6. You can see it's ticked up a little bit. Wi-Fi 6 is notable because it's the first full duplex Wi-Fi connection that you can get. So I think people might believe that it's the same as a wired connection, but it's still not, and it's going to be susceptible to interference, although it is a lot better than 802.11.AC, and I'll get into that at the end. Here's 802.11.AC. You can see it's ticked up a little bit more, averaging around 37, 38. And the reason why AC Wi-Fi or the old Wi-Fi 5 isn't, the ping isn't quite as low is because it's not a full duplex connection like 802.11ax, and it's never going to be quite as low. So here's the chart. You can see wired is still king, of course. If you are stuck with wireless and you can't do wired, then check out my Fix Your Ping video. I'll actually link that in the description, and it talks about power Ethernet adapters, which you can use to send an Ethernet signal over a power cable. So check out that vid. I kind of explain it more in depth. But I also want to show the speed of Wi-Fi 802.11ax compared to AC compared to wired. So I set up some iPerf testing. iPerf is just like an open source transmission tool that you use throughout IT just to check speeds between two devices. So you set up one as a client and one as a server. And here I am testing wired, of course. You can tell by the speeds. If you're wondering why it's not hitting the 1000 megabits per second, it's because there's overhead on each Ethernet packet, and each data packet is not filled with just data, right? There's overhead to build the frame, so when you send a packet, not everything in there is a data payload. All right, here I am doing the 802.11ax testing, and it's quite a bit slower, almost a third slower, and it's also going to be susceptible to interference and stuff, so the speed will vary up and down. I'm going to get into the main difference of this at the end. I don't want your eyes to glaze over and fall asleep when I talk about OFDM and OFDMA and the details on that. So here's 802.11ac, and you'll see that it's actually not that much slower. Like, I did this testing with the router about 10 feet away from the computer, and no walls in between or anything like that, no reflective surfaces in between. And 802.11ax, its main advantage is not sheer throughput or speed. It's how it handles channel segmentation, or resource units as they call it in Wi-Fi 6, and the fact that it's full duplex now and it can communicate to multiple hosts at full duplex. So here's just the quick chart. Of course, wired Ethernet smokes everything, and 802.11ax, if you have fast internet, you're still not getting, if you're one of those guys with gigabit internet to your house, you're still not going to hit that with Wi-Fi. So I wanted to talk a little bit. Actually, I'll show the router I got first. Here's the router that I bought to do this testing with. It was just a D-Link that I got. It was, $120, not too bad. I wanted to talk about OFDMA and how it's different from what was used in 802.11ac. So if you look at the top of the picture, you can see each bar is color-coded for the device that's getting fed data. And what your Wi-Fi router traditionally does, or the old Wi-Fi standards, it would feed data to one device at a time, quickly switching between everything to try and feed all devices in a timely manner. So if you have 10 or 15 devices on your network asking for data, your wireless router is going to be, it's not going to be able to keep up. There's going to be too many devices to feed data to, and with the Internet of Things and with everything going online, fridges, microwaves, sprinkler systems, according to this picture, there's just too many devices to be able to keep up if you're doing just one at a time. So that's kind of where 802.11ax comes in. It's able to segment each block into resource units, as it calls it, so it assigns devices a resource unit in that block to constantly feed data to all devices at the same time. And that's really where the benefit is. So if you're a guy, look at this picture, like smart smoke detectors, doorbells, washing machines, sprinklers. If you have all this stupid shit connecting to the internet, and you feel like you have this, say you have gigabit internet to your home, but you're not able to saturate it because your wireless access point's just not able to keep up. Well, Wi-Fi 6 is definitely what you're going to want to switch to. It's going to be able to send data to more devices at a time, just by segmenting into resource units and then sending that data out to all those devices. Anyways, I kind of bought the device. I wanted to see if it would be kind of competitive gaming ready. Would my ping be the same or as wireless AC, or would it be the same as a wired Ethernet connection? And it landed kind of right in the middle. In my opinion, wired is still king, of course, even though wireless 802.11ax technically has a higher throughput than wired. I will take my 1 gigabit per second all day, every day, because that's the speed it's going to hit all day, every day. I don't know what kind of world you need to live in to hit the speeds that they're advertising for 802.11ax, but I don't think we're there yet. Anyways, if you liked the video, it was a little bit different than normal, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.